Good evening, good evening, good evening. Shawn here with AO. Hope you guys had a great time on the monthly Zoom with Dan Abate today, where he is a massive macro and business processes and business model expert. Hope you're taking advantage of the monthly Zooms with Dan, Tom, myself, Jeff Bruno, and Tyler McBroom coming soon. Okay, let's get this mentor session started. We've got quite a few questions, and let's get it kicked off with the first question comes from Holly. And Holly says, how can do I structure this business? Companies such as Pure Romance, Bedroom Kandi sell the toys but not the services and showing people how to connect or tips and tricks how to make their partner happy. Background: I have a company called New Sex Ed where I will teach virtual romance or intimacy service. This is not like any other product or pleasure. New Sex Ed encourages women and men, couples to love themselves and to explore the beauty of their sexuality. I do this by going deep to their mind and soul, blossoming the essence of romance using training and products and services. Okay, fantastic. Well, this sounds like a combination of a service-based business coupled with the opportunity to offer different products as well and earn a profit on the products that are sold and charge for the services that you provide. Or you could offer your guidance, a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and become known in the world as a sexual intimacy service expert. And as part of educating and sharing ideas about how men, women, and couples can explore the beauty of their sexuality, you offer and make recommendations on the different products that are available out there in the world and get a commission by having an e-commerce store that you send people to. And maybe you either get set up as an affiliate or you will buy products wholesale if you have a large enough audience, inventory them and sell and then ship them directly, where you would get a higher margin if you bought wholesale as opposed to just affiliate. Those are the business models that immediately come to mind. So there's your business model. Look forward to additional questions on that, and excited, Holly, to see where you end up taking this. I would also recommend that you get with Shirley and reach out to Jocelyn here in the group, because Jocelyn was also doing some similar things as you, and I think she still is, and maybe you guys can collaborate. Maybe go on. I know she has a podcast now she's doing, so maybe there's some things that you guys can do together. All right, hope that helps. Okay, the next question comes from Devon. I think it's Devon, D-A-V-A-O, or D-A-V-O-N. And Devon says, how can I scale my purse line on the internet? The background is I started my purse line this year. I can't understand what you wrote here. I started my purse line this year. I hood at hands-on. I'm good at hands-on with customers, but I need to learn how to grow it on bigger audience. Okay. Well, I tell you, when you're going to start a business, you really have to understand the strategy of what your business model is going to be. There have obviously been many, many handbag and purse companies already that have come before you that have already grown to be billion-dollar companies. There's a lot of different ways to look at this. And I'm an investor in a handbag line. One of the mentors here in the group started this handbag line, so there's a lot of experience here. I can tell you right now that Tony, the owner of Hammett, and I'm going to get him to answer this question for you, I know there's a lot that goes into this. It is truly understanding women's fashion. The differences that make or break a fashion accessory company like purses is the quality, the design, the branding, understanding what category your bag is going to be from a price point perspective. Who are the people that sell the bags at that price point? In order to build something strictly e-commerce, it's all about advertising. It's all about marketing. You can do this through influencers, but when you're first starting out, it's going to be expensive because your brand isn't known and they are used to promoting well-known brands that have a good reputation, good quality, good craftsmanship, and good branding. Or you can do Facebook ads, which are really popular right now, and you'll need to work with an agency to do Facebook ads. I wouldn't recommend doing it on your own. You can try. Most people fail, and there's a reason why. Too much for this live stream right now, but there's a reason why. A good agency is going to cost you at least $3,000 to $5,000 a month just for their agency fee to start. There's so much that goes into this, which I've talked about in the branding. Before you can even hire an agency, your brand has to be established, your voice, your colors, your logos, your color palette, your typography, everything has to be in place before you can even start advertising. One of the things that's important is obviously to create a great handbag. Start getting some feedback from your customers. So get out there, go to some trunk shows, go to trunk shows is a thing. I know it's where you go to a boutique and you say, hey, I want to sponsor a trunk show. So go visit all of the local boutiques in your area and start showing them your bag and asking what it would take for them to put in an order and getting feedback. It's really the only way you're going to start truly getting feedback is to talk to some of the retail stores, ask them what they think of the quality because they are going to understand their customers already and they're going to be able to give you great feedback. If it was me starting a handbag from scratch right now, I would immediately get in my car and drive everywhere to every women's fashion store and talk to the manager or the owner and get their opinion of the quality, craftsmanship, what changes they would recommend. Doesn't mean I'm going to make the changes, but I would want to hear the feedback because they know what their customers want. And I would want to know what feedback and what insight they could give me. Okay? It is very, very expensive, and I'm going to have Tony answer this question for you, but I know it is very expensive to build an online brand these days using social media advertising and influencers. Can be done, and you can start off small, but it's going to be all about how well you can sell your story, sell your brand, which means you need amazing written and verbal communication skills in order to get people to buy into your dream and believe in your product as much as you do. This is the grind that you are going to have to master in order to be able to grow that purse line. 100%. Written and oral communication skills, verbal communication skills, and the ability to influence and sell people on your dream is going to be the difference on whether you succeed or not. Okay? I know that Tony, when he started his company, he already had decades of business experience and sales experience. I would get into programs like Toastmasters in order to be a better communicator. I would watch all of the videos in the AO Pro Code sales training videos that are in the portal from Tom Black, our sales coach and mentor. I would be 100% mastering the skill of sales and influence in order to get out there and start talking about my brand. And it's all about a numbers game, getting out and talking to as many people as possible and getting as much feedback as you can. Okay, hope that helps, Devon. Okay, the next question comes from Corey, and Corey says, how can I become better at building relationships with people? The background is, so I am a distributor for a global company in the health and wellness space. Enagic is a part of the Direct Selling Association. Enagic offers independent distributors an entrepreneurial opportunity. I am a distributor of a medical licensed water ionizer. which produces 5 types of pH water and has over 64 plus uses from eco-friendly cleaning, personal hygiene care, produces pure, healthy hydrogen, rich drinking water, which has a significant impact on people's health. Okay, I want to become better at building better relationships with people, and I wonder if there's any resources or practical steps I can take. Well, of course, absolutely, Corey. I would start reading every sales book and communication book that I have put together for you. If you will go to my Instagram account called Ask a Millionaire, and you'll click the link in my bio for top sales books, get into the Ask a Millionaire portal. And actually, you know what? I think I might have this. Let me see if this is actually in the resource center already for top sales books, because I think I might have in AO here, I might have already uploaded this. I know I put it in the Facebook group already, but I'm not sure if I put it actually in the portal in the resource center. Let me check. Let me see if I get to the I'm going to go to sales in the resource center right now real quick, and I'm going to see if I put top sales books in here. I don't know if I did or not. It doesn't look like I did. I'm going to post it in the Facebook group, and I'm going to get it into the portal, Corey. So don't worry about registering on my Ask a Millionaire account. Okay, I'm going to get that uploaded for you. But I put together a list of the top sales books and the top communication books that I would recommend, and you can get them right on Amazon. Just use the links that are in the PDF that I'm gonna get to you. I would also go through all the pro code sales. I would join Toastmasters. And here's the thing, man. We've talked about this. You know, there's two things. There's two things to be successful at being a network marketer. Two things, and two things alone. You have to be a great salesperson at selling the products and services, and you have to be a great salesperson at selling the business opportunity. And then the next thing is you got to be a great leader at leading your sales team and helping them succeed and being there for them. That's what it's all about. It's about just mastering the art of sales and communication. This means you're going to have to grow your confidence. You're going to have really high level product knowledge about all your products and services. That's part of being a great salesperson, is getting trained on your product knowledge and then getting out there, and it's a numbers game. It's about meeting and talking to as many people as possible and just building relationships. In the AO Resource Center, I would read all of the articles on communication, negotiation, and sales, and then start implementing, taking notes and implementing everything you read. All of the knowledge is there, Corey. You are just going to have to get out there and put more time into meeting more and more people, okay? And there's all kinds of ways to promote yourself. If you're truly an expert at helping people with the products and services that you sell, start doing some informational YouTube channel videos. But it's all going to be about how good you are on video. It's going to be about how well you can speak into the camera, how enthusiastic you are, and how much people want to watch you and learn from you. Look at that little kid, Ryan's World. The kid makes millions of dollars because he's personable, he's friendly, parents loved him, kids loved him. It is an art to being good on camera, and it just takes time and practice to get better and better and better. But it's a numbers game. It's like Gary Vaynerchuk says, it's all about consistency and continuing to master your craft. And that's how you build relationships. And here's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. Remember, it takes time to build a relationship. Network marketing people are generally known to be slimy salespeople that all they care about is selling you a business opportunity. That's it. And that's why there's such a bad name around network and direct marketing, because people don't get professionally trained. They don't truly believe in the products and services they sell. They just fall in love with the idea of having a business opportunity. When you can show people that you truly care about them, they will build a relationship with you over time. And it's not about whether they buy from you now or within the first month or 2 months. It's all about building a relationship and being there and supporting them. Tom Black talks about this a lot, about just staying on people's radar and sending them good articles and information about your product and how it can help people. And then ultimately someday somebody says, you know what? This does sound kind of cool. I'm going to take a look at this. So it's all about the long-term relationships that you can build. And it's a numbers game. Okay? Hope that helps. Tom talks about this all in his Pro Code Sales videos. Okay, the next question comes from Joe Nugent. And Joe says, how do I offer benefits to my team members when I only have a few? Who do I speak with? The background is I own a home inspection and home watch company. Okay, so when you're building a team in the very beginning, Joe, really it's about just the team members believing in the long-term vision of the company. It's not always about the benefits, because as a small company these days, it's actually really difficult to provide benefits, especially like insurance benefits. So in the beginning, most small companies, when they're first starting, the biggest benefit that they give to somebody is either more compensation or more time off, okay? And sometimes it's better to give more compensation because you really don't need to give them time off because you're a small company and you need them working. So maybe you pay them more. That's what most people want. And then remember, and you haven't been to, I don't think you've been to a, no, I think you have. I think you've been to a leadership event. If you'll remember, when we talk about what's the number one benefit that people want from their company, it's not money, it's not time off, it's not a parking spot, it is recognition. So maybe think of ways that you can provide more recognition. Maybe it's calling people out at the team meeting about who did a great job or what everybody did as a great job. Maybe it's sitting down and giving somebody a handshake and saying great job, patting them on the back, great job. You know, doing a monthly newsletter where you call out the best employees, something like that. People love recognition. So those are the ways to get creative in the very beginning. And then you can always offer weekly contests to incentivize people, or just for a job well done. Maybe you can give a Starbucks gift card or a restaurant gift card or a gas station card these days. So there's all kinds of ways to give benefits, and it's kind of something that we do all along the way as a small business owner, as a startup entrepreneur. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, the next question comes from Grace, and Grace says, I am looking for the best option for Facebook ads management and leads. The background is I have had an ads management company I use that generated lots of leads for my business, Permanent Cosmetics and Brows. They just had a management system that I felt like I didn't need. I'm looking for creative ads and demographic targeting to be provided. Okay, so there's two different things to take a look at when you're working with an online ads company. Generally, there's two different type of skill sets that go into it. One is somebody who truly understands the actual platform of Facebook in order to actually know how to build an audience, target them, retarget them, and they understand how to buy the advertising within the Facebook platform. The other skill set is the creative side, someone that knows how to create creative ads, copy, graphic, video, and then when people click on the ad, where it goes as far as a sales page, the copy, the design, the funnel, and all that stuff. So there's two parts to advertising: doing it, placing the ads, and then doing the creative. Those are, if you can find an agency that does both, fantastic. Going to be a minimum of $5,000 to $10,000 per month. There is somebody here in the group from an online funnel creation that I can recommend to you if you want to email me at Shawn@askamillionaire.com, SHAWN. But the creative side requires a lot of foundational work to be done first. That's going to be making sure that you truly have a brand strategy for your company and a brand identity kit and style guide. Then you're going to want to work with a creative agency that specializes in putting together ads specifically for where you want to target. So whether it's Facebook and Instagram or YouTube or Google search engine ads, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it might be. This is a really, really complex world, and I tell you, It is not easy to find companies that do all the creative these days. It's very expensive because the people there, most of the creative agencies would rather work with a client that they can charge 25, 50 grand a month as opposed to do all this same work for somebody that can only pay them 5 grand a month. But that's what goes into it. To be perfectly frank with you, I'm still trying to find a really, really good creative agency as it relates to putting together phenomenal ads that sell. So if you had a good company that did generate lots of leads and you just didn't like the management of all of it, maybe ask the question a little bit more, because I'm a little bit fuzzy on exactly what they didn't get for you. Because it sounds like from your question you're looking for somebody who can actually place the ads. They were already, so I'm not sure exactly what part you're missing by the way that you said your question, okay? And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, I'm looking at your email address. It looks like you're using a Gmail email account. It's always better from a branding perspective to have your company name at acceleratoorg.com, at askamillionaire.com, at ShawnThomas.com. Gmail makes it look like a small mom and pop company that people might not trust as a big company. So I'm not sure if you do have a company website with company email. If you need help learning how to set all that stuff up, let me know. You could book like an hour of time with me and I can show you how to get set up on office.com and all that good stuff, because I did it for myself as well. So just food for thought. It's always better to have your company email address. It always looks a little bit more professional. Okay? Hope that helps. Keep asking questions on this, Grace, because I want to keep digging down deeper into what you're looking for, okay? Okay, the next question comes from AJ, and AJ says, how do you build a plan to reach your goal? The background is Shawn's group post today challenged me to consider my plan of reaching $1 million in revenue for our online marketing agency. I don't have much of a plan beyond an annual goal of $10,000 per month in revenue and a figure-it-out mindset. Not having a strong plan is clearly holding me back. I want to build this business. I want to be successful. I want to have the cash flow to take weekend trips to AO meetings without feeling guilty. How do I begin laying the groundwork for that growth? Okay, AJ, the first thing is you just come to one of our weekend events where we're going to help you build those plans and think bigger. That's how you do it. You don't do it by saying, I'm afraid of doing it. You just got to get there and do it. Talk to people like Nick, Heather, Zach, our MVP, Todd. Talk to the people coming to these meetings and look at how it has expanded their mindset to think bigger and develop relationships that actually help them grow their business. Now, if I were you, I would, based on your question, I would make sure that the next time that Dan Abate does a monthly Zoom about business model and operations, that you make it a priority, because it's free. It's included in your membership. Get in there and ask Dan, here is my business today. What are some ideas of what I would need to do to be able to scale this to $1 million? The bottom line is this, and this is how it is virtually for every single business. You come up with the product or service, you go out there, you start selling it. When you get too many clients that you can't handle it all by yourself, you decide, do I hire a salesperson or do I hire an operational person to help me facilitate doing the work? And you start hiring and building out a team. And eventually, as you continue to build your team, eventually you step away as the person that's actually doing any of the work itself, and you're just managing all of the different team members that are doing all the work, and you become a creative director for your company. You know how to do things. You maybe step in and do some projects, but you manage the team. That's how you get to $1 million. But I would get into the Zooms with Dan, and I would have a deep dive conversation, letting him thoroughly explain this to you. That's what these monthly Zooms are about. Dan charges thousands of dollars a month to coach people on this stuff, and you get it included. Don't know if I've actually seen you in one of Dan's things. Maybe, I don't know. But that's what it's there for, AJ. And don't wait to come to our events. This is what you want to be doing in order to grow your company. You know, there's a lot of people that meet the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Well, we want to break that and get you thinking bigger. And once we can convince you that there is a process and a rhyme and a reason to growing a company through delegation and leadership, it will just click with you at some point and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this sooner. Okay? So that's how it works. That's how you build out a plan. Now, lastly, I will say, if you go into the AO portal, there is an online training about building a $1 million business plan, 4 hours of training from Peter. Go watch that 4-hour training. It's included in your membership here with AO, and Peter breaks down how to build a $1 million business plan. All right? All right, hope that helps, brother. Okay, got just a few questions to go. Quite a few. Whew. All right, let's see here. The next question comes from Corey, and Corey says, what's your opinion on building a personal brand? He has a very long explanation, and I'm not going to read it. Here's my opinion in building a personal brand. Every moment that we take away from running our company to building a brand of creating content, graphic design, copywriting, talking to people in direct messages, talking to people on comments and all that type of stuff, that takes money from our business. In the beginning, I believe it is more prudent to put every ounce of effort into building our business instead of diverting that attention to building a personal brand. Now, the only caveat to that is if getting out there and showcasing our authority, expert experience and advice, entertainment, whatever it might be, if people are drawn to us and they start asking us for advice and recommendations that can feed into the products and services that we sell, then marketing our business through that type of marketing, which isn't really about building a personal brand. It's about marketing ourselves based on our experience and expertise on a particular subject matter. This personal brand stuff going on in the world, I think it's fluff. It's just a resume. It's just it's an online resume. What we're really talking about when building a personal brand is how to use digital, online media, and social media to promote ourselves for whatever reason. To sell a book, to be philanthropic, to promote our business, to sell more products and services, whatever it might be. So instead of thinking of it as building a personal brand, think about what is it that I'm trying to accomplish by being out there in the digital world? What is it that I want? Most people want to make money. Most people want to sell some products and services. That's what building a personal brand is all about. So don't look at it as building a personal brand. Look at it as you're already a person. You already are an expert, and you're going to use social media and online media like websites, podcasts, etc. to promote your expertise in order to sell more products and services. See what I'm saying? Now, in the AO portal, there is, I believe, I want to say I put some stuff in there on personal. Yeah, there is an article on personal branding, a category called personal branding. This is an article that I've sent to a lot of people. It's the complete guide to building personal brand in 2020. 9 reasons, 9 steps, and the ultimate call to action. Go read that article, Corey, and hopefully that helps you, okay? Okay, the next question comes from Desmond, and Desmond says, hi, I am a business-to-business for beaders, homemade jewelers of beaded jewelry, and I would like to increase my sales of my bead board, a standard supply that beaders use. The background is my business is BBD jewelry, and I am a creator and seller of beaded gemstone unisex jewelry. I also do business to business for beaders. I am asking my initial question because I designed a wood beadboard to sell for beaders. I received good pre-sales. Once I received my product from China, I shipped out the orders for that first week, which might have equated to almost $1,000. Second week, sales were down 50%. Third week, even less. As of last week, one sale. Despite Instagram, Facebook, as well as Etsy ad campaign, sales to date seem to have ceased. Would greatly like suggestions on how I can increase sales for this item. Well, the first thing that I want to say is, well, maybe the market is speaking that they don't like the product or service. So the first thing I would want to do, Desmond, is I would want to reach out to all of those initial people that purchased the beadboard and get feedback. I wouldn't want to just send them an email. I would want to book a phone call with them. I would want to see if they would talk to me and give me feedback and talk about it. And if there's some incentive that you can give them, give it to them. I want to get feedback, because if people are not ordering it, then the market might be saying there's not a demand for that product or service. And I want to find that out as fast as possible. Sometimes we think something is a great idea, and then we get out there and we talk to people about it, and they don't buy it. And that's them telling you that it's not a good idea. So I want to get feedback from people. I want you to do that first. And then after you get feedback, would you come and ask another question and let me know? It could be the same question. How do I grow this? But in the background, why don't you give a description of what kind of feedback you got from the initial customers? Was it the price that they didn't like, or was it good? Was it positive feedback, negative? If it was negative, is it price, quality, need, the ability of ease of use? What are the different things that they didn't like about it? And let's get started with that right there, okay? Hope that helps. Okay, next question comes from Quade, and Quade says, how soon is too soon in regards to scaling? The background is I am owner-operator of my construction business. I am only 23, so there can be a lack of credibility that follows. I would love to get my vision crystallized and put into motion. However, I feel I will face people that may not want to work for a 23-year-old. Okay, fantastic. Well, Quade, let me just say this. People love to work with anybody who's going to pay them a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? People work for anybody that will pay them a paycheck. And age isn't necessarily that just because you're 23 doesn't mean you can't be a great communicator. It doesn't mean that you can't be a good leader. It doesn't mean that you aren't great at what you do. So it sounds like just in the way you're asking your question, you're coming across a little bit insecure and you're lacking confidence. And the way to build confidence and seem more secure is in the words you use to say and to write. The words you use, people are going to listen. And if you come across as insecure, they're going to treat you like you're insecure and they're not going to trust you. Okay? But if you're like, you know what? I own my own construction company at 23. I'm a badass. I'm the best construction company at XYZ of doing this. We know exactly what we're doing. Put me up against anybody and our craftsmanship is going to be as good or better than anybody's. Do you want a job? You want to work for my company? I have more business than I can handle, and I'm looking for more people to add on to our team. Do you see the difference of the confidence and the security? I'd work for that 23-year-old. I would. I'm 51, and I'd still work for a 23-year-old that had that kind of confidence and had a great product or service. Okay? So to answer your question, though, how soon is too soon in regards to scaling? It's never too soon. In fact, when we start our business, the first thing we want to talk about is how can we scale? How can we create a sales system that brings in too much business that we can't handle it and we got to start hiring people? That's the mindset, because we want to stress ourselves out so that it forces us to work harder, to get better at processes and systems and efficiency and productivity, so that we will step up and take control and ownership and grow and meet the demands of the business. That's what's going to make us excel. Okay, so it's never too early to start scaling. By attending some of our weekend retreats and masterminds, We can deep dive into helping you on how to hire people, how to train them, how to onboard them, how to set up processes and systems, how to hold meetings and things like that to keep your team on track with you. This is something that it's going to take you years to learn how to do. And the sooner you start investing in those skills, the better you're going to be in the long run, and you're going to scale your business even faster. I'm telling you, you come hang out with me and some of the other millionaire mentors, and you watch our body language, our confidence, our experience, and our suggestions to you, and you're going to start seeing that this is just the way it is. And all you have to do is start plugging in all the right pieces in your business, and you're going to scale and do amazing, okay? Here's my recommendations to you, okay, Quade? I would read all of the articles in the AO Portal Resource Center around communication and sales. Those are the first two that I'd focus on. Then I would go through... Well, actually, I would go through those two things first, and then what I want to hear from you and some questions is, where do you lack in your business? Do you lack going out and making more sales, or can you go out and get as much business as you want, and it's really about hiring people in your team and building a team? I need to know which one you need the most help with, okay? So let's start there. There's the first advice that I have for you, okay? All right, thanks, brother. Okay, the next question comes from Quade, and Quade says, what are the essential business systems all organizations need to thrive? The background is I'm trying to scale my construction business as fast as possible. However, I must maintain a strong foundation. I would like to know what the most vital pillars are to build from the start. Well, the most vital is you got to be a great leader. And a great leader is a great visionary of knowing where we're going to take the company. So you know where you want to take the company. And the reason that's important is you're going to be hiring people, and you're going to hire people based on where you're going as a company. People want to work for companies not only just to get a paycheck and to have a job, but they want to believe in the company these days as well. And so understanding where you want to take this company and what's going to differentiate you from everywhere else, and why you really think your company is going to be that company of the future, that story is really important. As you start to hire people, building out your processes, standard operational procedures of how things are done in your company is going to be very important. There is a software that we recommend called Trainual. Trainual, trainual.com. Use the discount code AO-10 for a 10% discount on their monthly fee. I'm going to be putting together some training videos on how to create operational processes, some examples. But even with these examples, sometimes you still need someone that can watch you and help you set out processes, because learning how to teach someone how to do something, both in writing, through video, and audio, it really is, it's a skill to be learned. I actually hired somebody, paid him $25,000 for one day to come here to my offices and teach me how to detail all the different things that go into creating processes, so that I could offload and train other people to do things, so I could scale, even accelerate his organization. Okay? So that's what it is. Be a visionary for your company, know where you're steering the boat, and then as you're going to hire people, create processes so that you can train them, onboard them, then train them, and then manage and lead them on an ongoing basis. Okay? That's the foundation. And that's the way you keep that foundation, that strong foundation you're talking about. Okay? All right, the next question comes from Kyle Wood. And Kyle says, how do you set up and invoice shipment through insurance companies? The background is, hello, my business is in warehouse supplies, and I deal with buyers and sellers' needs inside and outside the warehouse, and consulting them on product knowledge and assisting in shipping services. I have a customer that needs a cargo shipped across town and has their insurance company to pay for it, and wants me to set up the process, get it delivered, and communicate with the insurance company for payment. I will be subcontracting that order out, and have never dealt with a subcontractor shipping or contact the insurance company or the invoice procedure. Whew, Kyle, if this isn't going to make you a lot of money, I probably would say don't even do it. I don't have any experience with performing a service on behalf of a customer and then billing the insurance company, I think I might have emailed you back on this. I would reach out to other companies that do that, like auto glass companies or car repair, auto body shops and things like that, and find out who they work with at an insurance company to do stuff like that. But if this is a one-off and it's not going to be something that's going to be an ongoing part of your business model, I might just say no and not worry about all the time and energy it's going to take to do it unless I'm making like $5,000, $10,000. And even then it might not be enough, because it sounds to me like that could have a lot of risk associated with it as well. And there's a lot of educational curve for you to do just for one client. If you think this is going to be a long-term business model and a lot of clients, you're going to get a lot of business because you can offer that type of service for people, then I might just go down that rabbit hole to understand that business model and that's industry expertise. But unfortunately, I don't know how to do that, so I can't tell you how to do it. All right? Hope that helps. And the next question comes from, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. Okay, the next question comes from Nigel. And Nigel says, what do I need to have in place before I start bringing in other people to be franchisees of my business? The background is I'm at the very beginning of starting a chair massage business. My ultimate goal is to move this into a franchise business. Okay, the best person to answer this is going to be Dan Abate and Gabriel, because Gabriel owns a franchise and Dan has actually invested and helped franchises build. So they're going to be better at helping you with the answer to this. But what I can tell you is it's really important first to make sure that your branding is on point for your entire company. You're actually, if you're going to sell a franchise, you're going to have to get a franchise attorney and actually create a franchise agreement. I forget what that's called, but there's a franchise agreement that you're going to have, which is like an offering prospectus type document. And probably it's going to make sense for you to have already been in business for at least 2 or 3 years, so that you can explain the financials of the company, and that if you're offering this franchise for X amount of dollars, you have some history of experience from one. Usually you want to have 2 or 3 corporately owned locations before you start franchising, so that you understand the difference of geography and how that relates to the financial operation of a business and the profits of a business and cash flow. So that's my understanding of what it would take to really start looking at doing a franchise. It's to be in business at least a few years, so that you can have some background in order to provide people. Okay, I hope that helps, Nigel. Okay, the next question. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. All right, and actually, that is the last question. All right, that is the last question. Okay, I hope you guys got some good value from this live stream today. Looks like there's a few people watching. Vesna, good to see you. Kyle, what's up? Kimberly, how's it going? Yeah, Dan is awesome, right, Vesna? Quaid, hope that helped you, brother. And that is it. Get some more questions in the portal. I will be getting these over to all the other mentors that I'm going to have answer these questions for you. And you're going to get an email tomorrow. So check your email. And there's going to be a link directly to this question and answer part of the video that you asked. Awesome process we'd love to do here in AO. All right? Hope you have a great day, morning or night, wherever you are in the world. And I hope that some of you are going to understand and see the importance of coming to some of our events like the Summer Social that's coming up. I'm telling you, if you never have done this type of thing and you will just get around other entrepreneurs, I liken it to this. A lot of people feel like they're alone on an island, that nobody understands them, and they want to think bigger, but they're not used to it. And that's because they're used to going to friends and family who are not entrepreneurs. So they go to friends and family for advice and they get shot down, or they tell them to play it safe, and they just don't understand you. Come to one of our events and you're going to see that AO is an island full of people like you. Everybody's going to understand your dreams. They're going to support you. They're going to maybe do business with you. They're going to introduce you to more people. That's what AO is. It's an island for all of the same people that are big picture thinkers, want to create a great business and grow it, and we all are going to support you. It's not like going to friends and family that don't understand you. And you just have to experience it. Everybody always walks away from the first event they come to AO and go, now I get it. I will never miss another event. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? Hope that helps, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great night.